Hello everyone, welcome to our book presentation. The book we want to show you today is The Lost Word by Arthur Conan Doyle, where Team 7 include Chi&Dinh cho tụi anh. The presentation includes 5 parts. The first category is about author and work. Arthur Conan Doyle. Arthur Conan Doyle, born in Scotland on May 22, 1859. He is a British writer and author. He owes his fame to his novel and short story about the detectives Sherlock Holmes and Professor Challenger. He was elevated to the rank of knight by King August VII. Suffered from her attack, he passed away 3 months later in 1930. The work, The Lost Word, released in 1912, is an adventure, fantasy, and science fiction novel. It is the first part of the series of adventures of Professor Challenger, adapted many times to film and television. The novel had a great influence on works like King Kong and Jurassic Park. The Lost World have 4 main characters from left to right. You can see Ned Malone, Professor Summerlee, and Professor Challenger, and Lord John Ralston. Well, the novel focuses on the character of Edward Malone, a young Irish journalist of 23 years old, in love with Gladys. He was rejected proposal of marriage because he was a man who faced death in the pursuit of great deeds. So, Ned approached his editor, Mark Addo, with the idea of doing a story that will fulfill Gladys' requirement. He met and refused Professor Challenger's of his discovery in South America. After fighting with Professor, he, along with skeptical Professor Summerlee, Professor Challenger, and the Lord John Ralston, volunteered to travel to Amazon to prove the extinction of dinosaurs. The group set up camp, explored Jurassic dinosaur, and discovered life thought to be extinct. The group tried to defeat the ape-men of the plateau where they thought they were trapped on. Malone discovers that Gladys had married when he came back to London and drove her completely. He then declares that he will go on another adventure with Ralston. Part 2, The Thing I Like and Dislike. Well, there are many things I like in The Lost Word. One of the first thing I like is character's name. Malone without the word M. His name is Alone, perfectly reflects his marital status. In the story, he is in love with Gladys Huntington, who rebuffs his proposal of marriage. Ned naively thinks if he undertakes a challenging task, she will then marry him. However, after his adventure, Gladys breaks his heart by introducing her new husband. The word and still wit. The author used multi-various adjectives and phrases to describe the character appearance, personalities, and terrain. Every scene is written down in absolute detail, so the reader can picture exactly what the writer wanted them to see. For example, Jessie, Professor's wife, describes her husband as he is a perfectly impossible person, absolutely impossible. His appearance is drawn by Malone as an Assyrian bull. Coincidentally and ridiculously, Professor Challenger has a similar appearance with the King of the Ape-Men in Chapter 13, The Thrill and Spill. The moment when Professor Challenger flies into a rage and attacks Malone, the adventurers pass the swamp, which is full of poisonous snakes, and narrowly escape an attack from Pterodactyl. My favorite character is Lord John Rustin. He is a man who wants to bring home a dinosaur as hunting trophy. He is a man of adventurous culture and intelligence. In a nutshell, he is a man of honor and noble. The only thing I do not in this story is the violence. When the ape man screams the Indians 3 times and lets them drop. To imagine, it is terrible to see a living body falling from the height. Jesus. The plot I want to change is the ape man. The ape man surrender and decide to live peaceful with the Indian tribe instead of being perished in the battle in the story. And the ending. At the end of the story, the explorer presents their report to the scientific community, as well as pterodactyl. The challenger brought back alive, but the animal escaped. So I want to change the end that the creature doesn't fly away, so that he and other professors can experiment on it, which may lead to his great success and Julius' possession. And Gladys' decision. Gladys realized her stupid thinking and met up with Malone, and then they get married. Because I think Malone is a good and challenging man, so I want him to have a happy ending. Through the adventure, we can see that. A for comparison and themes by Đinh Châu Tuệ Anh.
Okay, let's move to the comparisons. As I discovered that in the writing versions, we have four main characters: Professor Edward Challengers, Malone, and Mr. Akro, and Professor Summerlee. But in the film version in 1925, we have a new character called Miss Paula White. She is the daughter of Mapu White, the unfortunate explorer. We have the same context and the situations, but we have different endings. In the original versions, Roxton shows to others that the blue mud contains jewel by the memory of a comparative element in South Africa, and that he figure out how to remove about 200,000 pounds, which is to be part between them. Challenger intends to open a private gallery with his offer, yet at long last the pet escape and take off. Somebody plans to reside and arrange fossil. Melanie come back to his affection ladies. However, he discovered that she has now tragically adjusted her perspective. With nothing to give him in London, he chooses to go with Rustin back to the Lost World. But in the film version, they created the Brontosaurus that had been pushed up the level and landed delicately in the mud of the waterway, caught yet at the same time alive, and challengers figure out how to take it back to London. In any case, while being untied from the boat, the Brontosaurus means dinosaur is has been escaped and caused destruction until it arrived at the Tower Bridge. There is huge waves cause a breakdown and the river. Challenger is dismal at the animal lives. Add by that the affection he left in London's ladies had pitched in his non-attendance, permitting and Paula to be at once. Rustin dismally, however, nobly conceals his adoration for Paula as Paula and Ed live together. Okay, let's move to the main themes. Uh, we have we have point out that the adventure of the Lost World is depicted an undertaking story. The tale surely has some critical characters, yet none are mentally perplexing or painted with fine stroke. Plot drives the story substantially more than characters. When the men endure the excursions through the wilderness, when they have the option to run away from the dinosaurs and locals, but to figure out how to get back safely on through the excursions, the men experience bizarre, outlandish, and strange scenes, living things, and individual bringing the tourists along for the experience. The second is masculinity. There is no denying that The Lost World is an extremely male-centered novel. Maloney is on a journey to do something heroic to impress the woman he loves. Lord Jones Austen is a brave, unflappable adventurer who seeks out opportunities to confront danger and through his madness. Both Professors Challenger and Summerlee are out to prove the wrong and feed the egos. Mere pride, bravery, and violence dominates the pages of the novel. The novel certainly does have a few female characters, but they tend to be peripheral, and often they exist to do little more than to experiment to action, or in the South America treated as commodities. And the last, uh, we all agree that Lady Huntington is an intelligent woman who has grand aspirations for herself. She wants to become the wife of a famous man, a man she can be known the world over as his wife. But however, she is also a selfish, fickle, and aloof. Decided to marry a small and boring solicitor's clerk during Molly's absence. Thank you for your listening.